All right, got something a little different for you guys. Oh, I was nominated by KaptainGranite, who is a motorcycle, motovlogger, who's also from New Hampshire, for a 3x3 challenge, which is you were to nominate 3 people, and those 3 people are to tell 3 unique things about themselves, or just 3 things about themselves that people might not know in general. So I typically am not a huge fan of doing things like this, any sort of challenges, but he's a good dude. I like his channel, and I kind of like the idea behind this one specifically. So I figured, what the hell, I'll do something different. So 3 things about me. First off, no, I don't have a fish. Let's see here. I've got 3 things. Which way? Okay. So I am not a New Hampshire native. I was born in Boston, Mass, and I lived in Lawrence, Massachusetts until I was 8 years old, so about 3rd grade. And then 3rd grade, my parents moved us up to where we currently live in New Hampshire. I've been there ever since. I'm still living in the same hometown that we moved to. I just like it. It's in a nice location. So that might explain sometimes my Mass accent kind of trickles through in the way I talk, which kind of a lot of people picked up on with point number 2. I used to have a pretty large gaming channel for several years. One of my best friends and I started it in 2010, kind of focused on Call of Duty for a little bit. Then we went to Battlefield and blew up with that. And we actually did really, really well for ourselves from the years that we were at it. And a lot of people that were watching our videos that get comments here and there. Are you from Mass? Like, no, I know. Sometimes I sound like it, but it's usually when I'm saying inappropriate things, I tend to bust out the accent a little bit intentionally. Well, it is what it is. So yeah, the gaming channel was called Shoosty Bang, and it was just a silly name. We kind of came up with the idea for it. We just made gaming videos. There wasn't really anything to it. We topped out at like 52,000 subscribers and 10 million total views in the 4 years we did it. But the bulk of that came in like a 2.5-year window. So it was good. And funny thing is, with the exception of this exact setup I am holding in my hand, everything else you see for rods and reels that are on this deck were 100% paid for from that gaming channel. The depth finder up front was paid for by it. Not the GoPro I have anymore, because that one's at the bottom of the lake. That was my first GoPro. Almost all my tackle, like 95% of what I own, I was able to acquire because we had that gaming channel. It was really successful. Number 3, I used to live BMX. That's all I cared about. And it's actually responsible for the career that I have now, because I always had this dream when I was a kid that I was going to own my own bike company and build. It was all freestyle BMX, so 20-inch bikes, build frames, forks, bars, like everything, absolutely everything. I wanted to do it all. And in hindsight, everything kind of worked out just through luck, because as I got into high school, like BMX, not when I got into high school, as I got into college, in 2003 I graduated high school and I went right into college, BMX kind of hit its peak. Just the industry and the sport, the sport's popularity as a whole. And then it tanked hard in 2007. The economy crashed, and it just really hasn't come back. It's not even close to what it used to be. And the technology that they had built up to for how strong but light they could make everything peaked in 2003 as well. Thankfully, I didn't pursue that dream, because I'd probably be on the streets at this point. But that's how I got into it. So I went for mechanical engineering. I used to be a mechanical design engineer. I'm currently essentially an engineering supervisor. That's my career path, and it all got started because since I was a wee little shit, I loved riding my bike, and I got into freestyle BMX, and that's a lot of things I learned throughout life, and a lot of adventures and experiences I had were all because of riding my bike, going all over the place, meeting new people, just all sorts of crazy experiences. So that's that. Those are the 3 things you might not know about me. So for people I want to nominate, I'm going to kind of cover a pretty wide spectrum here. Start with fishing, FishingGrubbz. So some of you might know him. I went to school with him. He's a year ahead of me. He actually lives right down the street from me. We've done some fishing together. He's got a pretty good channel. It's doing really well. So him, my buddy Tim, RebelForged. He's another motovlogger. He's out of New Brunswick, Canada. I love his stuff. He's really good. And then gaming side of things, my buddy Tony, YNOTtheTIGER. Really small channel and uploads sporadically, but always good content, and he's very well spoken. He has a lot of really good, kind of deeper, more engaging topics, which I personally like, but the general public doesn't really seem to care about, which is unfortunate because his channel doesn't do as well as I think it should. But that's it. So, well, thank you guys for watching. It's a little bit different. I don't know. Catch you guys in the next video.